Hey friend, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and on today's review for you, did someone say hops? Hopsoulution is an 8% double IPA from Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan. Hopsoulution is a beer that's been around for a few years, but I can't say I've ever seen or heard about it before. I was online doing my usual rounds through Instagram and Facebook, and a local bottle shop put this one up, said it was for sale. When I read the description on the label, on the bottle, I get the feeling that this is going to be more of what I thought or remember Hopslam to be. And also, just to note, the name on this is actually Hopsoulution with the extra U, S-O-U-L, so soul, Hopsoulution. So if you're looking for this beer in particular, keep that in mind. There's other beers with a similar name. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and look at the label. On the front here, it says Hopsoulution Ale. It has a diagram or a picture of a hop. It says the hop Humulus lupulus, which is basically the Latin term for the hop plant itself. You know, all the different varieties fall under that umbrella. It says on the back here, this remarkably drinkable double IPA pays tribute to one of Mother Nature's finest creations, as several hop varietals combine for massive aromas of tropical fruit, citrus, and pine. And this was packaged on 4/9/2018. As of this recording, that was like less than a week ago. And it also says shelf life is 3 months, 8% by volume. As with most IPAs, you want to drink them as fresh as possible. I know some places say, like, you know, they want to say, oh, drink it between 3 and 5 weeks rather than, 1 to 2 weeks, because that part makes it bad. I really don't. I mean, I understand that IPAs should be drank fresh. Sometimes you're splitting the atom when you get that specific. So anyways, handy dandy bottle opener. Let's open this one up. And the cap on this, Bell's sometimes does this. They put these special kind of bottle caps or labels. This one is a nice hop bud. I think it's actually a pretty cool label. It's really detailed and nice. That'll make a good trophy for somebody's cabinet. So let's pour this one. Actually, let's give it a whiff first. It does smell rather hoppy. Not necessarily bitter, but just kind of a general hoppiness to it. There's no one hop I can pick out, obviously. And I did some research on this online. What it says on the back of this label is what I could find. There wasn't a whole lot that said what specific hops were used in this, but let's give it a pour. It's pouring out nice and golden. And it almost has the color of like a quad, a Belgian quad, but it's this nice kind of pinkish copper kind of color. If you hold it up, it is totally clear. There is no haze whatsoever. There's some nice streams of carbonation bubbles coming up from the bottom. And let's give it a whiff from the bigger bottle. It's kind of just that amplified smell. It's kind of a nice kind of IPA kind of scent. You can smell like an underlying sweetness to it, but it has kind of that hoppy, not necessarily a dankness, but kind of a muted dankness to it. But it smells definitely has a very sweet undertone to it. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. All right, let's give it another taste. So, like I said, I kind of expected this to taste like I remember Hopslam to be, and if you've watched my Hopslam video, I'll leave a link in the corner over here. Hopslam was always like the hoppiest of the hoppy to me. It was always like a bitter, kind of piney bitterness, hoppiness, had that kind of quality to it. It's not like that at all, actually. It's 8%. It kind of, you can taste that there's a little bit of a booziness to it, but it's not all that strong. It kind of is kind of subdued by the fruit kind of flavor that you get out of this. Again, I don't know if my palate has changed totally, but IPAs used to be the thing that I would run away from. This has some citrus kind of hoppiness on the back end, some piney kind of hoppiness at the very tail end. Even after the citrus kind of hoppiness, the bitterness subsides, you get a little bit more of that pine. But on the front end, it definitely has like this tropical fruit taste to it. But I think you get that fruit taste, and it kind of, I always use my hands to talk about this for some reason, but you get this kind of citrusy, tropical kind of fruity taste, and then that's enveloped by the hoppiness on the tail end. It's not offensive. It's not totally strong. It doesn't blow out the whole taste. You don't pick up on the hoppiness, on the bitterness of the citrus hoppiness and the piney hoppiness. It doesn't overpower that fruit at the beginning. It just kind of complements it. It has a nice mix of the fruity kind of taste and the malty kind of taste. And then it tails off into that citrus bitterness, then piney bitterness. It works together really well. And I read some things online about this. I try not to read anything or watch other reviews before I do my own, but a lot of people kind of downplayed this beer, and I don't know if it was previous versions, and they said, oh, it wasn't what they expected. Now, I was expecting this to be really hoppy, really bitter, be really chewy, and it's not really like that. It's not. There is still bitterness to it, and it's on the tail end, but it complements the hoppiness, complements the maltiness and the citrus fruitiness, those tropical fruity kind of tastes. It complements that really well, and it works together so well. It just kind of blends and it meshes, and it makes this really drinkable. This is something that I think this might come in a 6-pack. I could not drink a 6-pack of this, but it's got just enough of all those different qualities, the fruitiness, the sweetness at the beginning, mixed with that kind of bitter, cedary kind of maltiness, and then hits that citrus bitterness, hoppiness, and then the piney bitter and hoppiness to kind of wrap a nice package all together. Hopsoulution by Bell's, I think they did a really good job with this. I'm not usually one, as you guys know, to go after IPAs, but I think that Hopsoulution it's only an April release, and I think they started doing it in 2014. So they've kind of gotten, obviously, into a workflow with all this stuff. Hopsoulution is one that if you see that your local bottle shop has it, it's definitely worth at least a single pickup. And if you're a big IPA fan and you want to get a little bit of a break from all the bitterness and all that West Coast stuff, this is one that you'd want to pick up. But it is a true IPA lover's beer. I don't think if you brought this to someone that didn't like IPAs, they're not going to be totally switched to the dark side because of this one. It's not one that's going to convert anybody, but if you know somebody that loves IPAs, Hopsoulution's one that I think that you should try and bring and introduce to friends. All right, friends, that's Hopsoulution from Bell's Brewery. It feels like we're coming back to the prime release season. The weather's getting warmer. It's going to bring more IPAs, maybe even some of those, I don't know if you ever heard of them, but New England style IPAs. Anyways, which ones are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below this video. And while you're down there, why not like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? You can also find links to my social media, some Draft Therapy merch, and a link to my blog at drafttherapy.com where you can find all this great content in one place. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by. And remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.